Good afternoon. I'm Tom Ruth, General Manager of Western Cooperative Electric. I know many of you have heard a lot in the news recently about the high-cost impacts of Winter Storm Uri. So I wanted to take a few moments to talk with you about February's winter storm and how it will affect our consumer members going forward. Winter Storm Uri lasted from February 13th through the 18th. During these record-breaking cold temperatures, utilities did everything they could to maintain the reliability of the grid to ensure our homes and businesses stayed warm and powered. This meant calling for voluntary conservation from our members and then eventually implementing rolling power interruptions at the direction of the Southwest Power Pool. This was the first time since its inception in 1941 that the Southwest Power Pool had to issue orders to carry out controlled electricity interruptions across their 14-state service region. You might be wondering how all of this transpired. Sustained frigid temperatures across the central U.S. created an extremely high demand for electricity, which pushed the transmission system to its thermal limits and to the brink of overloading. To make matters worse, the weather pattern created low wind energy output and frozen natural gas wells in Oklahoma and Texas. During normal conditions, wind is about a 20% hedge against market fuel volatility, but in these extreme temperatures, wind was not available. Even if we had sufficient wind turbines could not run at those frigid temperatures because of mechanical restrictions. The lack of wind energy and access to natural gas, which is used also to heat homes and to run some electric generating units to produce power, created a demand for natural gas that far outpaced the supply available. This lack of supply and the increase in demand resulted in extremely high prices for natural gas as dictated by the energy market. We are all very thankful that Sunflower had their coal-fired Holcomb power plant running at full capacity. Holcomb hedged approximately 65% of Sunflower's market exposure and dramatically lowered the impact to Western's consumers. The total impact of this event to Sunflower was $92.1 million. Western's proportional share, based on the kilowatt hours Western's consumers used during the month of February, is approximately 7.5 million. To put this in perspective, this is nearly 40% of our entire wholesale power cost for all of 2020. Sunflower Electric's CEO, Stuart Lowry, created 3 short videos explaining in detail the generating cost, generating resources, and the load shed event in relation to Winter Storm Uri. I encourage you to watch those videos at westerncoop.com to learn more details about how the winter storm impacted Sunflower at the wholesale generation level. So, what does all of this mean for Western and our consumer members? Each month, electric utilities recover the fluctuating cost of fuel, natural gas, wind, solar, coal, hydro, or nuclear, with a pass-through cost on consumers' electric bills called an Energy Cost Adjustment, or ECA. The monthly fluctuation in fuel cost is usually small, generally plus or minus around 2 cents per kilowatt hour. Unfortunately, that was not the case for our fuel cost in February. We received our wholesale power bill that included these additional fuel charges for the event in the middle of March. For February, the ECA was over 30 cents per kilowatt hour. We delayed sharing the information because Western's Board of Trustees wanted to fully consider the best options to lessen the financial burden for our members. At the March 22nd board meeting, Western approved a new tariff and a plan to spread the extraordinary February fuel charges over 24 months. Here are the cost impacts. The average residential meter on Western system will experience an additional incremental cost of $279, which equates to $11.63 additional expense recovery charge per month when spread out over 24 months. Now this is just the average cost increase, and your impact may be more or less depending on the amount of kilowatt hours you used in February. Our commercial and industrial members will experience more significant impacts because costs are still based on kilowatt hours used in February, and they use much more energy than a residential service. This methodology ensures that those who were able to conserve energy during the storm were able to save money, and those meters that were not active at the time will not be unfairly charged when they had little or no usage during the event. Soon, you will receive a letter from Western that will show your projected individual amount and associated monthly cost. It pains me to have to pass these costs on to individuals, communities, and the businesses we serve, but as a not-for-profit cooperative, we must recover these additional fuel costs incurred during the storm to comply with our tariffs. In addition to spreading the recovery of these costs out over 2 years, the fuel charges for the storm will not begin on your bill until July. This will give our members an opportunity to prepare for the higher bills, and we also recognize that individuals and businesses are still recovering from the economic challenges COVID presented over the last year. As we move forward in the process, we will continue to communicate updates to you through our website, social media, bill inserts, and other communications channels. Mother Nature, over time, has packed some heavy punches in the years past, and by working together, we made it through. I have every confidence that we can work together to make it through Winter Storm Uri as well. Thank you.